Good morning, everybody. I am the Cynic, and I just got done watching one of Sandman's videos, and what he pointed out in there was something I've been thinking about for a long time. I know that most of my subscribers probably don't believe in the economic collapse to come, so I'm just going to ask you to humor me and just pretend that a societal lapse could in fact occur, and that one does happen in the late, distant, whatever future. How would women react? What could they do? Observe the picture on the screen right now. Girls rule. Why? Why do girls think they rule? They complain, they whine, they moan. It's pretty much the equivalent, women today going after affirmative action and quote-unquote equal rights is pretty much the equivalent of boys playing a game, playing too rough. Girl goes to her mother, aka the government, and forces the boys to play a nicer game or be more friendly with her. You don't respect people like that. Those kind of people don't grow. They bring everyone else down to their level. And that's the thing that bothers me. What makes women rule? What would they contribute in terms of an economic collapse? Because as Sandman pointed out in his video, the women stayed inside and hid away from the problems, the freezing, the fallen trees, and the power outage of the town or city he was living in. While all that was going on, all of the men were out trying to better the community, fix it up, clean it up, while the women stayed inside. Now imagine that, but on a far larger scale. Imagine that the power never came back. Imagine that the trucks that delivered food never ran. For years those trucks would never run. What would these women do? From what I have seen of women today, very few have anything to offer outside of good looks and, well, piss-poor personalities. Maybe decent personalities, but as far as real-life skills they could offer anything in an individual survival situation, or even a group survival situation, is questionable at best. And he's right. I too believe that the destruction of this misandristic consumerist society is well in order, and it is on its way, believe it or not. There's only so much you can consume without producing jack shit, and what little we produce is a joke in comparison. But back to the topic. I guess this might just be my cynical, hyper-individualist side of me talking, but whenever I think about the societal collapse to come, I always think about what I would need to do in order to preserve myself. And I wouldn't count on anyone's help for that. Food, water, shelter, security, so on and so forth. And when I think about what the women of today offer, because even the most beta of provider males, I believe could, well, not for long, but I believe they could scavenge, hunt if they had to, and gather and get what they needed to survive. The women, however, you take away the power, you take away the electricity, you take away their electronics, you take away their social media. It's like, I couldn't even imagine it, because that's what the majority of what women do nowadays. What asset could they provide in a situation where society were to go to hell? And this is actually quite a scary thought, even to me, because it would reinstate patriarchy, where men would have to provide for women in order for women to survive, because women have no, well, the majority of them don't have no survival skills. I'd be surprised if any of them knew how to clean a rabbit. I'd be surprised if any of them knew how to skin a rabbit, even. I'd be surprised if any of them knew how to determine if a vegetable was edible, if a plant was edible, I'd be impressed if they knew how to hammer a nail and two boards together. That would impress me these days. So, should such a collapse come to occur, would women clean up their act? That's the thing that always gets me. Would they clean up their act and learn to appreciate the assistance that they get and appreciate the men who help them out? Or would it still kind of keep up with today's consumeristic, entitled, male disposability, nobody really gives a husky fuck as long as the bacon's brought home mentality? Because the thing is that women won't be able to provide for themselves any longer. That's not going to happen. Oh, sure, they can trade favors, mostly sexual favors, because that's the only power women would have in such a society. Sexual power. The only power that they have now, in terms of like employment and financial, is all because of men. It's all because men allow them to, because men have given in to the shaming tactics and the "you hate women, misogynist," blah blah blah, when they've done nothing to really earn their positions. They are not in their proper place. And I'm not going to say that woman's place is in the kitchen, but it sure as hell isn't somewhere because we need more gender representation, or because it's only fair between the sexes. Women have been pedestalized. Women have been given far too much preferential treatment in this day and age. And I would love to see how the women of today would react should society collapse from under their feet. I would love to see the look on their face when "you misogynist, you sexist pig" doesn't get them the last piece of rabbit meat or whatever else is around. Because you know what, the man who killed and slaughtered is going to laugh, go, "Fuck you, bitch, nom nom nom." And that might be a little cruel of me to say, but it's the reality of it. I mean, in a situation like that, food is not going to be as abundant as it once was. The grocery stores are going to deplete almost overnight. What will women do? Of course, we all know that they're going to rely on the only power that they really have, which is their power of sex, and of course reproduction. But would you really want to bring a child up in a collapsed society? "Oh yeah, little Timmy, go ahead and, play over by the destroyed buildings and the rioters. Yeah, have fun with that." Okay. And I know that's being a little short-sighted, the rebuilding of society and so on and so forth. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is, if society collapsed, all the power that men have given women, which is the only power they really have, aside from the power of sexuality, will immediately disappear, save for the few simps of the many simps. I'm pretty sure that most of the simps will die off. Most of the manginas will die off because they'll be seen as a liability by any group they try to join, and any group just made up of manginas and simps is gonna starve out because they can't do shit either. And I guess that's the sick part of me that really wants it to happen. I want this world to be corrected. I want to see this world get back on track. And I know that's a little cynical of me myself, but I'm sorry, back to the issue. It's really not that much of an issue. I mean, anyone with a brain, especially MGTOW, can see that without other beta men perpetuating women into fields of authority and leadership, they have no place among leaders and authority figures. Save for the, 1 in 10 million who's actually worth a damn in such situations. Rare, but not completely non-existent. But nowhere near in the numbers they are now. So thank you, Sandman. I've been trying to... And the thing that got me with Sandman's video was showing that there were no women out, and the ones who even did bother to look out the window, that one turned her head away and completely hid in shame because she knew that she should have been out there. She should have been helping, but she didn't. And that kind of just put me in the right mindset to make this video. So thank you, Sandman, and thank you all for watching this video. I am the Cynic, everybody. Have a nice day.